friends, Erika.Tesla here. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for deciding to click on this video, and if you're returning, thank you so much for deciding to come back. I really am so happy to have you here. Today I thought it would be really cool to just talk about palettes for spring. We are in the season, or we're about to be. I think as of the filming of this video, I'm a day away from spring. I have been anticipating the shift in the weather. I live in Maryland and it's been not the craziest winter. I know if you live further north, it gets a little colder, it gets a little snowier, but I think this is about as much as I can handle. So I'm really ready for this 2 weeks of spring that we get before it turns to straight swamp. So if you're familiar with the DMV, which refers to the District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia metropolitan area, the summers can be really interesting. So, you know, I really enjoy the couple of weeks before, I really enjoy the couple of weeks of spring where the allergies are not fully activated. It's not, you know, swampy and full of mosquitoes. So in that spirit, I wanted to chat about some palettes that I thought would be really fun to pull out during the spring. So this is a little bit of a shop your stash video. And if you notice, I'm wearing the same shirt. I'm trying to film a few videos at one time this week. I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent and put out some more content for you guys. So thank you for bearing with me. Hopefully my wardrobe will also get a little bit better as the weather warms up. It is just so cold. I'm very much tired of the cold, and where I live, I'm always bundled up, even inside. And yeah, so that's just me. I'm cold natured, what can I say? But anyway, more importantly, let's talk about these palettes. So I wanted to talk about the palettes, and I have 10, and I'm going to start with 2 palettes in tandem. These Viseart palettes, this is their latest release. This is the Petit Four in Isolde, and this is the Petit Four in Hesperides. And I did a dedicated video on these palettes, so I'm going to show them to you. Here are the 2 Viseart palettes, and guys, you're going to look at them and you're going to say, oh, okay, like what's the big deal? These are stunning. They're absolutely beautiful. And for my ladies who have drier skin, more mature lids, these are going to give you really, really gorgeous looks, and you're going to feel light and ethereal. And that was the idea behind these palettes. So if you're someone who wants really bold makeup, these are not for you, and that is absolutely okay, because we like different things. And I'm somebody that has eclectic taste, we'll say, when it comes to makeup, because I like a little bit of everything. Sometimes I want to be bright and bold and colorful, and sometimes I want to do something a little bit more you know, reserved or pulled back a little bit. So these palettes are really beautiful for that. So again, I'm going to link the video that I did for these below so you can see swatches, and I did looks with these, but these are really absolutely stunning, and I think they'll be really lovely for spring. Another newer palette, and I do have a video with this one as well, is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes The Neutrals palette. And this one is a little bit different from the original in that it's a little bit cooler tone, but I really like that. I think that this is really going to be lovely for just like all full matte looks. Obviously you can use this as a companion palette to either his shimmers or other shimmer products that you might have. But what really made me feel like this is a springy palette is this gray shade. And I know that sounds random, but I just don't know what it is. I associate like these soft grays with the springtime, maybe because I'm thinking of like birds and bunnies and, you know, just nature. And this is just a really, really nice soft palette. You can obviously go a little bit bolder with the black and the deep brown, but this is one to pull out. I personally like the look that I was able to create with this. You will get a very sophisticated look with this palette. It's really nice. This is one that I would probably put on your wish list for the Sephora sale that's coming up soon. But just a really utilitarian palette, good for a lot of different things, and I think it's going to be really great for spring going into summer. Another one, and I have seen mixed reviews on this one, guys, but I really like this palette, but my main gripe is the diversity of the shade range for the bronzer specifically. And I'm talking about the Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette. If you like soft looks, you will love this palette. The formula is really, really beautiful. The blush is really beautiful. My main issue with this palette has been the bronzer. I can make it work for me, but if you have a skin tone that is deeper than mine, I really have a lot of doubts. I'm not really sure how they came to the conclusion that this is universal. It's not, and that's just my opinion, but it's just not really universal. For people that I know that have deeper skin, they're not gonna be able to make this work for them. So, and you know, you shouldn't have to try to like work so hard on it. And I know I'm saying, oh, this is a good palette for spring, but I just, you know, I feel compelled to bring that point up. That being said, these shadows are really soft. They're really beautiful. The shadows arguably are universal. They're really, really pretty. So if at some point a new bronzer comes out that you can pop out of this palette and replace, this is a really, really nice option. It's very travel friendly. You have a really good mirror here. I do really like it. That's the one thing that I wish was different. I know. I wasn't in the decision room. I wish some other people had been there to talk about that. But yeah, overall, a really nice palette for spring. The blush is really stunning. Beautiful formulas. It just needs a couple more options with the bronzer. But yeah, this is one that I have been really enjoying, honestly, and will continue to use throughout the spring. Another palette I wanted to talk about with you guys, she's so beat up, but this is from Colourpop. This is Off Melrose. This is one of my all-time favorite palettes from the brand. It is incredibly basic. It's very simple, but I really like the shades on here, minus this glitter shade. We don't really need her, but the reason I'm pulling this in is that I do believe that there is a last call for this one on the Colourpop website. I'm not sure if it's still in stock. It usually retails for $18, but it's available for like 10 bucks right now. And it is such a great everyday palette. And one of the things that I like to do is I like to take this brown shade called Boutique. It does have some little shimmers in here, even though it's a matte, and just take that with this shade Fairfax on the lid. It's really, really gorgeous. Put on some fluffy lashes. You just have a really soft, beautiful, ethereal and romantic look. And I have traveled with this palette. I really, really love it. I'm tempted to get a backup, but I'm not going to do that because I know for sure they'll probably dupe themselves at some point. But if you haven't picked this palette up, I would recommend getting this one while it's on the sale. It's a really, really nice palette. I really love it, and I definitely pull this one out a lot in the spring and the summer. Okay, the next palette, I'm not really sure the situation with it. I checked on the Oden Cosmetics website to see the situation with the Solmåne 2 palette. It says restock, so I'm assuming that means that a restock is coming, because if you do pick this up, you will not regret. Like, these colors are absolutely stunning. This is definitely a spring into summer palette in my opinion. I do really hope that they restock this soon because it's absolutely gorgeous. You have the shades that you need to ground the look with something deeper, and then you have these really fun, colorful, bright shades, and you can do a lot of things. I really like Oden's Eye matte formula, and the shimmers are also really lovely, but the colors are really in here. This shade Warm Light and this shade Solar, these kind of peachy yellow, the peach and this kind of mustardy yellow tone, really, really pretty and really, really stunning, you know, just to give you like some brightness to the eye for the spring. But yeah, this is a really beautiful palette. I hope they bring it back. It's a gorgeous color story. I've liked the looks that I've created with this palette, so I hope that it comes back for sure. Just thought I would mention it just in case it wasn't on your radar. The next palette I want to talk to you guys about is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Nouveau palette, and I think this one came out sometime last year or the year before. I cannot remember. I haven't really done the best job of tracking when the palette releases are, but I really like this palette. I know that I definitely used it last year. I think, yeah, this is from last year. This shade Wisteria, this lavender shade, absolutely gorgeous. I love the shimmers in here. Honestly, to me, this is the best palette release in a while. I know they came out with Cosmos and like a romance palette with some purples. I skipped those. I really wasn't particularly interested in those. I was kind of tempted by Cosmos, but I looked and I'm like, I have other shades that I think really give me what I'm looking for in terms of a look. But this one, I have no regrets. It's an absolutely gorgeous palette. I've created some really beautiful looks. You can keep it super simple. You've got like, you know, your little neutral mattes over here. You've got some deeper shades, but the shimmers are in here are really, really pretty. Like this shade Wisteria is just, that is gorgeous. And if you have brown eyes especially, oh my gosh, this is absolutely stunning. And you take a little bit of liberty, this green shade in the crease, that is a gorgeous combo just right there. I'm already inspired. I already have done my makeup for the day, but I could see myself pulling this one out and doing something really fun with this. Okay, the next palette I want to talk to you guys about is the Italian Spritz palette by Too Faced. To me, this was like the last palette I bought from them that I was genuinely excited about. I really like the color story. I love the shade When in Rome. And again, we have, I think there's a common theme here. I have something for these kind of marigold yellow shades because we have Capri Fun, which is similar to the yellow shade in the Oden's Eye palette I just showed you guys. But, and then you have these neutral shades here to ground the look once again and to give you something really simple. I mean, honestly, you could just do a look with those three shades if you wanted to keep it simple. So this is a really nice one to travel with, to do fun looks with. And I was looking on the Too Faced website. It's actually on sale right now for like $27, which is a total steal. So I personally like this one. I know there were mixed reviews on it, but this was one that I really, really enjoy. And I think, especially if it's on sale, it's a really, really great deal. And it's one of the last palettes that I think they released in this like 10 packaging, because they've been doing the cardboard packaging, which is fine, but make the products inside something that we're excited about. And I haven't really been getting that from Too Faced lately, but this is a really, really fun palette. I really like it. If you don't have that one, I recommend it. And if you do have it, I think it would be a great one to pull out for the spring. Next, we have the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. And I have quite a Natasha Denona collection. I've talked about my Natasha Denona palettes in my palette collection / very light declutter video. And I decided to pull out the Retro Glam palette. I know I could have taken out I Need a Nude, but I wanted to just focus on 10 palettes in my collection that I just feel evoke feelings of spring. And when I see these like pastel pinks and I see the mint green and I see these other deeper green shades that to me kind of remind me of plants and just life coming back for the spring season, I thought this is perfect. And I don't know if you celebrate Easter or not, but like to me, like these are very like Easter colors. This is bringing back memories from being a little girl and wearing like pastels for Easter time. It's just a very springy palette, and you know, if you live in the Northeast, like things are very, very seasonal. So I thought this one was one that was like perfect for spring colors. So love this one. Definitely gonna pull this out. And then last but not least is one of my newest palettes. This is the Nomad Cosmetics Ireland Wild Atlantic Way palette. This one just came out. We've just passed St. Patrick's Day, and I'm gonna bend this back. Hopefully I won't do too much harm to the palette. But we have this gorgeous green color story. Talk about green and verdant and lively and just lush. You have these gorgeous green shades. You have these kind of grayish blue shades that give you, you know, seaside feelings. We've got some like really golden colors here, coppery colors. This is a really, really beautiful palette. I've had some fun creating looks with this palette with the greens, and then I recently did a look with the more golden shades in here. Overall, just a really stunning release by Nomad Cosmetics. I've really been enjoying their palettes. I do have a code with them, Erica, if you are interested in using that for 10% off. This palette is available right now, I believe. So if you are interested in purchasing it, I will put the links below for the products that are available. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. I've really been enjoying this palette. Like Nomad in 2024 has just been killing the game, and I really, again, had a hard time curating this video down to like 10 palettes I felt would be good for spring, because there are so many beautiful options these days, but I just thought this one definitely stood out to me. I mean, it's new, so it's definitely available, but also it's just a very beautiful palette. And yes, it does to me evoke feelings of spring, irrespective of the theming. Like, even if you're not Irish or have been to Ireland, like when I see green shades like this, I automatically think green. Like, I'm looking out my window right now and like the leaves are finally blooming again. Like, it's looking a lot less dead in my backyard. So I'm really excited to have this one in rotation. It's a gorgeous palette. Overall, I have enjoyed all of these palettes. I would love to know what you think. What are some palettes that you feel evoke spring for you, and just something that you enjoy wearing when the weather warms up? If you're in a cold climate like me and you've just been anticipating warm weather, toes out, sundresses, all of the good spring and summer stuff, like I'm telling you guys, like I am ready to shed the layers. I'm ready to be in the sun. Oh, she's almost here. Yes, I'm ready for it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of these palettes. Let me know if there is one in particular you really want me to focus on in terms of a look, a tutorial. I am going to try to get a video up on Royal Europe for you guys pretty soon, since I did have a request for that. I'm trying, guys, to get up with the consistency of posting for you all, because this is something that I really enjoy doing. And so I love to hear from you guys about what direction the content should take, because it's, you know, as much as it is about me, what I like posting, I love to hear from you guys too, and, you know, share with you guys the joy that makeup brings. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really appreciate it. Please make sure to like this video if you enjoy content like this. Leave me a comment. I love chatting with you guys in the comment section. And please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you join this community and my little corner of the internet where we chat about makeup. I keep it pretty chill over here and pretty easygoing, and I just, you know, like to have fun. So thank you again, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.